with this year, life expectancy is higher than last year.
It's just statistics.
I romanticize the idea of healthy nation and healthy people.
Pneumonia or heart diseases, it's quite easy.
I think that it was luck or not. I'm not sure, but I didn't try.
Yes, there is no need to taste everything in your life.
AI, robotics, and you are using it in your job.
I stopped to take any kind of alcohol more than 3 years ago, and I'm happy.
It's so sad and ironic. Why people go to medical checkups to Turkey or to other countries?
And my colleagues also not stressful.
So Cerebra, we can be proud of this product, right?
Yes, and we discussed with Doshan. Doshan is the CEO of Cerebra, and he's a founder of Cerebra. And 4 or 5 years ago, I said, Doshan, if you're a smart guy, you should go abroad and you should go to United States.
You ruined my stereotype on that all the doctors are drinking alcohol.
In Kazakhstan, we have good tradition. We are respecting our teachers.
Greetings and welcome to QI Podcast. I'm your host Elnura Bakan. Today we are having great guest, Mynzhylky Berdikhodzhaev. Welcome, Mynzhylky, to our podcast.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining this podcast.
Thank you for invitation.
Mynzhylky, please share your educational experience. Where did you study?
For me, this is a first interview in English, purely. Usually, I am doing live broadcasting and streaming my surgery online on my YouTube channel. And last year, it was nearly 300 cases streamed online, and I am sharing our videos internationally, and my colleagues from US, European part, and Asian part, and enjoying watching the video. Yes, I finished primary school and high school in Kızılırda city, and after that, in my school time, I decided to be a doctor, to be physician, and I went to Karaganda Medical Academy. At that time, it was academy, and nowadays it's a medical university. I graduated as a physician, and then I started my internship in neurosurgery in 2004. Just 1 year, and after graduation, I went to the neurosurgical cathedra. I was an assistant neurosurgeon, and that year, 2005, the presidential scholarship, yes, Bolashak announced that we can join the scholarship, and I sent my documents.
And so you studied abroad?
I went to Russia to do my residency in neurosurgery in Military Medical Academy in St. Petersburg. My main interest in St. Petersburg was spinal surgery, but from the first days I have seen many vascular and endovascular surgery in medical academy, and I said, okay, maybe in future I will start to do endovascular surgery in Kazakhstan. But at that time, in 2006, 2007, it was no any angio machines, especially for neurosurgery in Kazakhstan. And my teacher, Igor Karabayev, said, okay, you may start endovascular at any time, but for usual life, for usual practice, it's better to start with the spinal surgery. And I deeply start to study body fusion, discectomies, vertebroplasty, and so on. But after finishing my residency, I came to Kazakhstan, and the new neurosurgical center was opened in Astana. It's a national neurosurgical center now, and it was new department for vascular surgery, and I was one of the first physician at that department. And in 2008, I start to do my long way in endovascular neurosurgery.
So you started your journey in neurosurgery
In
after
2004,
in 2004.
nowadays it's more than 20 years, but in endovascular and vascular surgery, I started in 2008. Nowadays it's more than 16 years. And I came, yes, in Karaganda. I started diagnostic angiography, direct puncture of carotid artery. But in 2008, I learned how to do Sildinger approach and transfemoral angiography. And first my cases I have done in 2009. It was first aneurysm embolization and brain AVM cases. And in 2011, I visited Hanover International Neuroscience Institute together with Professor Sami, father and son. I stayed 1 month in Germany.
It was internship, right?
It was observership.
So in your medical this language, it's like observation.
Observership, yes. It's visiting, maybe it's a visiting doctor. And in 2012, I interested in stroke treatment, and it was innovation in stroke treatment, mechanical thrombectomy. I went to Israel, to Jerusalem, together with Hase Cohen, professor who studied in Argentina and then came to Israel. I have seen first cases of mechanical thrombectomy in stroke cases. And he recommended me to visit Germany, Essen City, Professor René Chapeau. And in October 2012, I went to Germany and stayed 3 weeks with René. And nowadays we are great friends with Jose and René, and we can discuss complex cases. We can discuss future of the endovascular neurosurgery. In Europe, it's interventional neuroradiology. But in the United States and in Kazakhstan, we call it endovascular neurosurgery.
So it is very interesting that you had several observationships, and we say probably, okay, visiting doctorship, visiting, you have shared your experiences and you learned from each other, right?
Yes, it was a long way. I tried to visit every international conferences, also with the live cases. It's a link conference in Paris several times, WLNC worldwide, and since 2015 I start to give lectures, presentations on international conference abroad. And my lovely country is France, Germany, and also India.
Why it's your favorite countries like India and Germany? By the way, I follow you on your social media, and I have noticed that you always visit lots of conferences during the entire year. You do surgery, and I mean both. You do all this at the same time. You do surgeries, and then you're in the conferences, you're giving speeches, and then you do some kind of mentorships. By the way, I have question on why neurosurgery. It's like one of a very hard and complicated spheres of the medicine.
It was decision of schoolboy. I was on the class 6 and I decided to become a physician, doctor. And on my first year in medical academy in abroad, it's a medical school, and I decided to become neurosurgeon. Brain anatomy and physiology is complex, and there is not so many competition in this specialty, and I decided, yes, it's a complex.
Mynzhylky, neurosurgery is one of the challenging spheres of medicine. Why neurosurgery?
I think it's like in business. When you choose the complex topic in business, and then you have no competitors. The same in cardiac surgery and neurosurgery, because many colleagues usually choosing internal medicine, general surgery, traumatology, and other disciplines. But for me, it was quite interesting because for my friends, at the same time, the brain anatomy was very complex. And also the neurology was very complex to understand. And pneumonia or heart diseases, it's quite easy. But understanding the stroke and topic diagnostic of the neurological diseases is quite complex. And at the part of the business, when it's complex, it's less competitors. I think it's one of the part of decision. The other part, yes, it's interesting. The brain anatomy is interesting. The vasculature of the brain is interesting.
You said that heart cases or pneumonia, it's easy. Like
Yes.
we as normal, regular people, like hearing that it's easy is...
Yes, the diagnostic of lung diseases, it might be a little bit complex, but usually when the man or woman has a fever and coughing and has dyspnea, usually people start to ring the bell and go to the internal medicine specialist. And when people has a heart attack, it's a severe pain or unconscious situation, then it's easy to do diagnostics, and the treatment is very fast, and it's quite easy. The stroke diagnostics, it's complex. There is no pain, there is no fever, there is no coughing, and
But how do you diagnose this? Like that there is something, a problem in this
we're using
phase, or...
two scales. It's a fast scale or the B-fast scale. In the fast scale, it's a face drop on one side. It's asymmetry of the face. It's an arm drop when you ask the patient to took up the hands. One side is dropping down, and speech. It's speech problems, and patient couldn't explain or couldn't talk. And the T is a time. When you see these three symptoms, you should call ambulance. In abroad, it's a 911. In Kazakhstan, it's 0103. And then you need to go to emergency department and do brain CT angiography to see where is a block of the brain arteries, and do proper treatment.
How people can prevent this? as soon as I think that our podcast will be seen by people who may not have medical education, and especially young generation who's
I think this podcast not for Kazakh people. Yes, we are talking in
not only
English.
Kazakh
Yes, not
people. Yeah,
only.
it's like
It's international.
yes.
Prophylactics. It's a secondary prophylaxis when you have these symptoms. Then you need to call the emergency and need to go to stroke department in emergency hospital. Then they will start to do CT angiography if it's needed. And in the first 4.5 hours, if it's a question of ischemic stroke, it's possible to do systemic thrombolysis. The drug named alteplase or tenecteplase administered intravenously, and it's lysing the thrombus in brain artery, and the aim is to clean it. And in most of the cases, it's effective. But if the clot, if the thrombus in the artery is big, and in first 6 hours, then indicated operation, the name is mechanical thrombectomy. You need a special department with the angio suite, angio machine, and you need the special stuff for this. It's a secondary prophylaxis to prevent the severe neurological deficit. But primary prophylaxis, it's walking, it's sports activities, drinking enough volume of water. It's decreasing amount of sugar and salt. It's physical activities, yes, and it's normalizing blood sugar, blood cholesterol, and blood pressure.
How it is important to do sports, right? Like for everybody. People are spending their 8 hours in the offices, sitting on laptops, on their computers, and their work. I mean, mostly work should be done on computers, and that's why it is so much important. And I think that we need to give this physical healthcare education from school times, right? Can you share, can you recall your first neurosurgery, when it was, and how did you feel yourself at that time?
Okay, first of all, about the hypodynamic, the ways of the prophylaxis is like in high school. Every 45 minutes, you should walk, you should go somewhere, drink coffee or tea, do your toilet activities, and you can. It's not recommendation to smoke, but if you have any colleagues who is smoking, they're going outside, and it's also the prevention of hypodynamic. Smoking is not good, but smoking people smelling more fresh air
outside.
Yes, and there is no habit to go outside every 1 hour or couple of hours, but it's a good it's a way of prophylacting stasis in your legs, stasis of the blood from circulation. And other ways, we are sitting when we are working on computer. Nowadays, there are several options. You can work, you can stay. There is special tables, and there is no need to sit all the time. And some kind of jobs could be done not only on the computer. And I have been to Netherlands, in Holland, and it's very interesting. All population are doing cycling. And when the people are cycling, it's a prophylaxis of hypodynamic, and those population is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are smoking some marijuana, but it's not so problematic. Then they are balancing with physical activities. It's not advertisement of the drug addiction,
Yes.
but yes, it's allowed in those countries, in
Yes, in
US and
US.
in Holland, in Thailand. It's allowed, and it's decreasing the level of
Stress.
alcoholism.
Alcohol.
The spiritus, the vodka taking. But yes, in US nowadays 1% of the population now addicted
To
with the drugs. Yes.
To drug. By the way, I studied in US for 1 year, and I lived in. It's interesting, but I lived in those states where it is allowed. So in New York, I stayed for about 6 months, and then I moved to Boston. And in Massachusetts, it's also allowed. And then I spent some time in California, where it's also allowed. But I think that it was luck or not. I'm not sure, but I didn't try, and I I didn't even had a little weed of this.
Yes, there is no need to taste everything in your life. It's concerning the alcohol, or the vodka, or any other strong drinks. And the same with the drug addiction, with the narcotics, so-called. And in my life, I didn't taste any of them. But I had surgery, and when you had the surgery, there is some analgesia with the narcotic analgesics, but it's not the kind of drugs taken from the store.
By the way, why they allow this? I mean, in these countries we've mentioned, why it's like allowed this cannabis therapy and so on?
I think we have black market. I hope I'm calling it correctly. We have black market of drugs. We have black market of prostitution, and they just allowed, and they making taxes. Yes.
So you're saying that internationally it is allowed everywhere, but it's like in
Yes.
it is in some countries legalized, but in some not.
Yes.
So
That's why in Kazakhstan we have methadone, and it's illegal, but at the same time, any marijuana or cannabis is also illegal. If you allow them, then there is no need to sell or buy methadone or other kind of synthetic drugs.
So, but it is like I think that it might be a problem, no? What is your opinion on that?
Nowadays in Kazakhstan, I noticed the level of alcohol consumption is decreasing because most of the population is Muslim, and they're praying 5 times, and also the working style doesn't need to take alcohol. At the Soviet time, if you want to do your career, you should drink alcohol. But nowadays, there is no need. I stopped to take any kind of alcohol more than 3 years ago, and I'm happy, and my colleagues also not stressful when I'm not drinking and they're drinking. Yes, and nowadays it's not a problem. About drug consumption, I think the same approach could be very effective. When you restrict something, then people want to take it. When you allow it, then the population is decreasing the
Consumption.
consumption.
You really
About my first surgery.
Yes. By the way, before you start about telling an interesting story about your first surgery, but you ruined my stereotype on that all the doctors are drinking alcohol, because they say, like people say, that all the doctors are drinking alcohol, and it's like not just drinking, but a lot. So,
I think the problem is patience. When they want to say in Kazakhstan, thank you, they're bringing in the history. Nowadays, it's also decreased. They brought a lot of sweets. Usually, it's biscuits or chocolates, together with Kazakh cognac or international cognacs, or any kind of whiskey or vodka, and they spoiled the physicians. The patients are guilty. They could say just thank you, but it was a long history from Soviet time. If you want to say somebody thank you for the guys who is fixing your pipes, obstetrics giving birth to your wife, and when your children are coming to this world, it was tradition to give them also alcohol. But nowadays everything is changed, and there is no need to give as a present alcohol. And this tradition is changing.
Yeah, and I think that it is for the benefit of everybody.
Yes.
So, can you tell us about your first surgery?
Yes, it's a very common question about my first surgery, but the medicine is very conservative. I can say art or discipline. And when you start, when the young physician is starting the first surgery, usually it's a long time of assistance. It's a number of cases, and there is a scientific jobs done, and you should assist more than 100 to 200 cases, and then you can start your own surgery. But in Kazakhstan, it was quite short time and quickly. I did my first assistance in September 2004, and with guidance of my elder colleagues, at the end of October 2004, I did my first surgery on brain trauma patient. It was acute subdural hematoma, and I did a craniectomy, decompressive, and I took the hematoma, and patient recovered fully, and I was happy. As for me, for the young neurosurgeon, for the young specialist, it was quite emotional, but at the guidance of a more experienced colleague, usually there is no problem. And in medicine, it's all the time like this.
So now you are guiding the young generation.
Yes. I'm guiding. I have young residents from Kazakhstan, and also this year we had 3 physicians from India, young doctors. They visited our hospital in Almaty, Presidential Hospital. One doctor came from Africa, from Uganda, and it was doctors from Mongolia, from Turkey, from other countries also. And for this year, we also scheduled several doctors to visit our hospital and our department, and they trying to learn something special from Kazakh practice, and they're taking this practice to
their own countries. Interesting. You're saying about your mentorship, and of course, I would like to ask about who has been your greatest teachers in your life. Can you recall them?
Yes, in Karaganda, during my internship and after, it was my teacher, Tursunov Nurtas Isataish. He passed away last year. And second teacher and friend, Gabit Mahambayev, he's still chief neurosurgeon in Karaganda region. And in St. Petersburg, it was Igor Karabayev, neurosurgeon, Valery Evgenich Parfenov, Dmitry Svistov. And during my career in Astana, Serik Kvandik Shakshulakov, my teacher and elder brother, I can say. And in my first experience in endovascular neurosurgery, it's Shimon Maimon from Israel, Tel Aviv, and Jose from Jerusalem, and René Chapeau from Germany.
I'm sure that they will watch this podcast.
I hope so. They can understand.
Yes,
Yes.
they can understand this podcast, and they will be. I'm sure they will be pleased that you're recalling their names and telling that they're your teachers and mentors. And I think that they are lucky to have you as a mentee or colleague, because right now you are helping and guiding other professors and doctors. So how many years you are in medicine? Like in...
I came to medical academy in 1998, and today it's more than 26 years. And in neurosurgery since 2004, it's
20 years now.
20 years,
21
yes.
even.
More than 20 years. And I can say, yes, I'm happy, but this kind of job is very stressful.
So have there been times when you regret about your choice, that you thought that why I made this choice, why I am in this path?
Yes, it was in my first year in medical academy. It was very complex and difficult to study medicine. It was just after graduation of medical academy in 2004, and just after the finishing internship in 2005, when I received my first salary, and it was less than $150. Yes, for me it was surprising. You studied 7 years and your salary is less than any salary in Kazakhstan.
Yes.
And you couldn't buy any computer or laptop, and you couldn't afford to provide you to buy any apartment, or you couldn't cover your food
Basic
for 1
needs
month.
even.
Basic needs. And it was time, I think it was the last time when I finished my internship, and then I went to residency with the presidential scholarship. And after that, yes, it was one more time when with my wife we married, and I started my career in Astana, and again my salary was less than $200. And my wife, as an economist, her salary was more than $800. At the same time, my salary was less than $200. And for me, it was very difficult to accept. You studied 10 years and your salary is nothing. Yes, but I continued to do my hard job, and I needed more than 5 years to become a specialist, to be confident in what I'm doing, and I started to share my knowledge in regions of Kazakhstan, and the first city I went, it was Kızılırda. And the companies start to pay me for workshops and for the teaching of young physicians.
Wow.
And situation became better.
Yes. And I hope that today you are happy with your incomes and so on. Still, I know that it is not that like in US or in Europe. I mean,
in Kazakhstan we say şükür. Tauba.
Yes,
Yes.
that's true that we are always like Kazakhs, we have this mentality
Yes.
of saying thank you for and being happy with this. I think that it is not bad for kind of national characteristics or
But at the same time, I'm working in several places. I'm a deputy director for surgery in Presidential Hospital Astana. It's my main position. At the same time, I'm a chief of the neurosurgical center in Almaty Presidential Hospital. The
So you work
distance between two cities is 1,000 kilometers. I'm chief of Society of Physicians Kazniro. I'm a vice president of National Medical Association, and also I'm mentoring the residents from medical university and some other job positions also at the same time. When I came to Astana, for me it was surprising. I worked at the same time in 10 places, but
Wow.
nowadays it's less.
But how do you stay compassionate with this job? What keeps you motivated?
I love my job. I like what I'm doing, and in medicine it's very interesting and surprising. You can see your result of your job in a short time. When you are architect or constructor, you need some time for the building to be constructed and finished. In medicine, just operation in couple of hours and you can see your result. And you can see the patient nearly dead or deadly ill and just do surgery and he became healthy and he can live several years, and without surgery he can finish his life. But after surgery he's healthy, he can work and he can continue the usual life. I think it's very important for the doctors.
Of course, you are saving lives of people and
Saving lives and workability.
you help them to stay alive, to continue their lives in a quality way. So now let's talk about Kazakhstan's healthcare system. So you are the deputy director of the Presidential Medical Center. It's one of the best medical centers in Kazakhstan, and not only in Kazakhstan, but I think in the region, in Central Asia. It's well equipped, very good technology, and medical staff is highly qualified. So what do you think about the medical evolution of Kazakhstan?
We have very specific medical system in Kazakhstan, and the difference with the neighboring countries, we have medical insurance, and it's a governmental insurance. We can say it's a governmental, but it's quite mixed structure. The government is paying the part of this insurance, and the population is giving other part of the insurance. Yes, the more than 3 million population, Kazakh population is not insured, and in planned situation, there are two scenarios. The first scenario, they should pay for the treatment, and the second scenario, they can pay insurance, wait several days, and then the status of the insurance is okay, it's positive. It's not so comfortable when the time is flying and the patient need more fast treatment and fast surgery. I call fast, but it's not emergency surgery. It's a planned surgery, but in short days. Maybe at the same day, planned surgery. It's not emergency situation, but it's better to do treatment today or in near future tomorrow. But this system sometimes it's delaying the treatment. Yes, it's giving a lot of possibilities. We can do complex surgery, we can do heart transplantation, artificial left ventricle assist devices, the pacemakers for arrhythmia, or we can treat the epilepsy or Parkinson disease. We can treat the brain aneurysm with the endovascular techniques. It's quite expensive treatment, and it's covered with the insurance
In Kazakhstan.
in Kazakhstan. But comparing with the neighbor countries like Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan, they have no insurance system, and the patient should pay for the treatment. It's negative, but the positive, if they want to do something new, if they want to do in a more population, it's better because patients don't wait for the quotation for the governmental covering. They just pay and receiving treatment. Yes,
So it's quick for them.
it's quicker, but yes, there is also limitation. In some cases, they need to collect money from the relatives. They need
Because
to
it
go
is
to
quite
bank
expensive.
and to take credits. Yes, it's quite expensive.
So what do you think, what role do neurosurgery play in Kazakhstani medical transformation? Because it's quite specific area, right?
Yes, and for the continuation of previous question and answers, the future of medicine in Kazakhstan, I think we should be at the same level with the international medicine because we took standards, international standards of World Health Organization, and also there is a APEC, the same in English, yes? OPEC countries were at the same level with them, and we need to provide the same standards of medicine. That's why I'm not scary for the future of medicine in my country, because we are at the same ocean with those countries. We should swim together with them. Yes, the artificial intelligence, the digitalization of the data, it's quite challenging, but it will take some time, and we will be more digital country. Yes, it's a strong way to control the corruption. That's why it's slowly coming, but one day it will come. There is no way. Maybe in 5 years, in 10 years, in 50 years, we will be more advanced in those topics. And yes, it's a way of controlling the corruption also. When everything is clear, then it's complex to stole the money.
Yeah, digitalization help us to avoid the corruption.
Avoid the corruption.
Yes.
But there is some interesting things coming from the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence also can lie. And I'm not sure the full digitalization could be not the way to avoid the corruption too. Yes,
So,
we will see in the future. Yes.
Yeah, fact checking is needed.
Yes.
So let's talk about the neurosurgery again as a if it can transform them and have that impact to medical system of Kazakhstan? Because you said in the beginning that there is less competitors in neurosurgery. I mean, it was back in 2000s, but right now you are mentoring a lot of doctors, and you are one of those pioneering doctors who are teaching and helping other doctors to learn neurosurgery. So, do you believe in the huge impact of neurosurgery in the medical transformation of Kazakhstan medical system?
I hope so. Not only neurosurgeons, all physicians will take role in this process, and for me, there is no scare about the young generation, about the competition with them, and in Kazakhstan, we have good tradition. We are respecting our teachers, and I hope my young colleagues and students will respect me, and I hope I'm not wrong.
Yes.
And it's a good tradition, and I hope my specialty will be long living. But in Europe, some specialties, some disciplines are now finished, and they're looking for the new opportunities because some diseases are finished. Like the physiatria, tuberculosis nowadays, it's very rare in Europe, and there is no need physiatric hospitals. The same situation came to Kazakhstan, and less tuberculosis you can see in Kazakhstan, and with the good social support, those diseases are disappearing. And
for neurosurgery, what do you think?
For neurosurgery, there is no so big drama because people are living longer, and when you're living longer, the oncologic pathology is becoming frequent. Oncology is a problem of adults,
Mostly.
old generation mostly. The stroke pathology, also the problem of older generation. The problem of spine, so-called osteochondrosis or disc herniation, it's also the problem of old generation. And also the Kazakhstan is young country. We have 35% of children in our population, and we have diseases, especially in pediatric population. And I hope neurosurgery in Kazakhstan has a great future. And nowadays it's nearly 400, maybe more than 400 neurosurgeons in the country. And all of us has something to do. No
But
problem.
it's good or bad that you have job to do?
To be a soldier, it's also, is it good or bad? There is no war, but you're keeping the peace. And I think to be a neurosurgeon, also the same. If the people has problem, you can solve those problems.
And when you have a lot of well-educated neurosurgeon people, they may help to people.
More population.
Yes, and that would be great if we would have less people, less ill people. But still,
There is no way, because the fast food and hypodynamic lifestyle, it's a direct way for neurosurgery.
Very bad. So I hope that our podcast will be a great hint to those who are eating a lot of fast food, and I hope that they will change.
Yes, but it's a trend. The obesity is trend. diabetes is trend, hypertension is also the trend in our country. The same in the United States or some part of Europe. And when people get better salary, it's creating new problems.
So you're saying that economic condition of the country, it does not affect these customs of people. I mean, I thought that people who are earning more money, they're going to be more fit, more healthy. They have good culture of, special diet and so on, special food.
I have seen one news about the fitness centers in US. The two friends, very smart, they opened more than 80 fitness centers all over the United States. And the ticket, monthly ticket or year ticket for these fitness centers was less than $10.
Wow.
Yes, and millions of people just bought the tickets, the cards for these fitness centers, and the psychology of the people. Yes, I have ticket. I can go to the fitness center, but most of those people never visit these fitness centers.
It's so sad and ironic that people that I mean, you are saying this from the perspective of a doctor that people still would need doctors. Of course, that's true, but I romanticize the idea of healthy nation and healthy people, but you are the realist.
Yes, comparing with the Holland. We're cycling in Astana only 3-4 months, and then it's rains and snow. It's a winter, then it's not possible to go to the work with a bicycle. And also it's a cold weather, and people trying to drink vodka with the fatty food, and it's also the way to be more stronger, but it's also the way to take extra kilos. And it's a balance, and it's a lifestyle in this kind of region, and I think we can't compare our healthcare system and the population with the Canada. It's also cold, and maybe some part of Japan is not so cold. Japan is more warm and there is a lot of rains, but it's quite physically active country. Yes, Mongolia maybe. And the life expectancy in Mongolia, I think, is similar to Kazakhstan. But in Canada, maybe situation more better than in our country.
By the way, this year life expectancy is higher than last year.
It's just statistics. Yes, there is two lies. Yes, it's a small lie, it's a huge lie, and there is a statistics.
So you're saying that it's not the truth that mid age of this average age is 70 years.
75.
75?
74, 75, yes. The last year it was 74.
So is it true that people started living longer in Kazakhstan?
I think we can play with these numbers, and I'm not sure it's true. It's just statistics. You can play in both directions.
Oh, sad to hear about this from doctor. So let's discuss innovation. It's AI, robotics, and you are using it in your job, and you implement robotics during your neurosurgery, right? Can you share a bit more on that?
Yes. In our hospital, about AI, yes, the cerebral system, it's a diagnostics of stroke. It was designed and discovered in Kazakhstan, and nowadays it's an international product.
Is it the people startup who
Startup, Kazakhstan startup, yes.
they're right now currently they're located in San Francisco?
Now they start to move to US
Mhm.
because the business,
Mhm.
the big business, better to do in countries like US or even Europe is not the good place for the business.
For such
Maybe
business.
Dubai is good places to do better development for your startup.
So Cerebra, we can be proud of this product, right?
Yes, and we discussed with Doshan. Doshan is the CEO of Cerebra, and he's the founder of Cerebra. And 4 or 5 years ago, I said, Doshan, if you are a smart guy, you should go abroad and you should go to United States. And then he said, I'm a patriot. I need to stay in Kazakhstan. But at the same time, the expensive product like Cerebra may come to Kazakhstan, and we have corruption in our country. And if you have two products, one is for free and one is very expensive, people will choose expensive one. And we discussed about it, and finally he chose right way to develop the product in a good direction.
But hopefully they will maximize profits and they will do better implementation internationally. And I hope that they will come back to Kazakhstan and implement it
We
here as
will
well.
buy Cerebra in
Yeah.
several years.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
buy.
Then it will be good product because it will have a price. When product have price, then it's easier. It's a one product. It's based on AI, and yes, we have smartwatches nowadays. It's not a Kazakhstan product, and the most of them is designed and constructed in China. And other product name is Remobot. It's a robotic stereotactic system, and this year we did several surgeries in our hospital, in Presidential, in Astana, in Almaty, also in regional hospitals too. And it's very precise, and the surgery is very quick, but it's not true robot. Nowadays we can see true robots with the power system, and it's independent. But those systems, medical systems, nowadays it's not independent. It's guided by a doctor, and it's quite safe. Yes, the Da Vinci system for the general surgery, we have analog. It's a transenteric robot system, and in our hospital it's more than 7 years, and our colleagues are doing surgery using this robotic kind of surgery.
So you believe in the future of innovative medical system in Kazakhstan?
Yes, it depends on our financial situation, because nowadays it's not so positive, and the deficit of finance in medical system, it's more than $1 billion, and it's increasing every year, and we see the effect of this deficit in our regular daily job. Yes.
So, but government subsidized medicine in Kazakhstan, right? Like hugely subsidized.
Yes, but most of that money spending for the constructions.
Medical
and
centers?
building medical centers. Yes, it's good, but it's not true medicine. True medicine is the people.
You
And,
you think that government should spend more money for the education, for educating?
It should be balanced. Yes. And nowadays, the most accent, the Minister of Healthcare doing on construction, on building, but I think it's not the most correct way to do the medical business. Yes, you can treat people in old building, and you don't need to construct buildings every year, and it's not about the development of medicine.
It's more about developing the infrastructure for medicine. I just want to now ask you about your future plans. Will you be having maybe, you have PhD right now, right?
I graduated PhD. I still didn't. My work, PhD work, is not finalized. Yes, I'm on the way.
So, but you have publications, international publications?
Yes, I have more than 13 publications in Scopus. And
13?
13, yes. My first degree is more than 5. And nowadays, comparing with other elder colleagues, the Hirsch is less than 1, but they're professors. They're they're doctors of medicine, but they're not publishing anything.
So you are on your way to have your PhD, doctor, professor in medicine, right?
Yes.
I hope that you will get your degree, professor degree soon.
Yes, and from the beginning, we have good collaboration with our international colleagues. And the first paper we published in 2017 together with our friends and colleagues from Istanbul. My best friend Kublai Aydin with Mehmet Barbaroglu. And it was first publication. Then in 2019-20, we published another joint publication together with Turkish and German colleagues. And the last publication this year, just in December, was together with our colleagues from Astana and Almaty's neurosurgical departments. And last year, I was co-author of a publication about live streaming, because we are doing a lot of live surgeries, and my elder colleagues from United States, Adnan Siddiqui and Demetrius Lopez, Ricardo Hanel, they put my opinion also in the paper, and it was great topic, and it was very fruitful discussion about it. Yes.
Interesting. So you said that you do broadcasting on your YouTube channel.
Yes.
What is your YouTube channel?
The same, Mynzhylky Berdikhodzhaev. Yes. You can see my face, and it's my channel. Yeah.
Yes. So we will put the link to
Yes.
your channel in our podcast channel. So a lot of people are watching, right? Your live.
Yes, nowadays I have more than 3,000 followers.
Wow.
Yes, and most of them physicians.
Great. And they're watching your expertise and they're learning from you, right?
Yes, and I'm commenting only in English.
Wow,
Yes,
great.
when I started, it was mostly in Kazakh and Russian language. But since 2019, I think I started to comment only in English. And
Why you
I'm
started?
trying to push young doctors in Kazakhstan to study English. And it's very important for the future medicine in Kazakhstan.
Yes, of course. They say that we need more internationally educated experts in any sphere in medicine as well.
The language of future medicine, I think English, maybe a little bit Chinese language, because a lot of innovations now coming from China. They have money, they have power, and but most of the professors in China can speak English. And thanks to artificial intelligence, maybe in near future, the language will be not longer the problem of communication. We can translate in Kazakh language, in Russian, in English.
Yes.
I think, but the only problem could be interpretation.
Yes, but AI right now AI speaks in most of international languages.
Yes, it can speak better language. Yeah?
Yes, and I noticed last time that YouTube can translate into Kazakh language.
Yes, but not all the time correct.
Yes, but still it is such a great switch into the development, and especially I'm thinking about Kazakhs who are not living in Kazakhstan. They know English and they live, I mean, their parents probably born in different countries.
Yes, there is a lot of Kazakh people living outside of the Kazakhstan. It's China, Mongolia, Turkey, or European countries, and they have very good Kazakh, and they can speak English. That's for them. It's good to see, to learn in English language also.
I agree with you. You know, last time in one of our podcasts, I had several comments where it was written that why two Kazakhs are speaking English language, you know.
Yes, at the beginning of this podcast, I said this podcast is focused on English-speaking population, and maybe to share that in Kazakhstan we have this experience.
Yes.
Maybe it's the aim of this podcast.
Yes, that's true. I think that we should and we can show that we have great professionals like you, and we are very proud of you, Mynzhylky, and thank you for your service, for your surgeons, and for your all the impact and the help and your saving lives actually with the support of God. By the way, I read somewhere that you are putting Quran during your surgery. Is that true that you put the Quran and surahs during your operation?
Yes, the most frequently we are listening Baqarah Surah. It's from Quran, and time to time we are listening the full text of Quran. The Baqarah Surah is nearly 2 hours, and the full Quran text is nearly 10 hours. And it's very helpful. And the surgery is going more, I want to say easily, but it's going in a correct way. Yes.
So it helps.
It helps. Yes. There is a lot of traditions. When I studied in St. Petersburg, it was a Bible and I think the crest, yes? Crest is crest. And the icons on the doors, yes, the surgeons trying to have some support. Yes,
it's like psychological
help. It could be Bible, it could be Quran, it could be text of Quran, it could be music. But my teacher and friend Rene, he's listening the music, modern music, and he has a playlist, and he's singing all the time.
During
each
surgery.
song he's singing, and it's helping to do the correct surgery, the fast surgery, the successful surgery, and my way of doing surgery with some surah from Quran. Yes.
Amazing. By the way, how many hours these operations are lasting during the surgeon?
Usually it took from 15 minutes. The longer in my practice it was nearly 12 hours.
Wow.
But nowadays it's nearly mostly it's 1.5 hours. Yes.
It's with the help of technology and the innovations.
Yes.
It is.
And the improvement of the practice, skills, technical skills. And,
you do faster. You have
yes.
a lot of assistants and so on. How many people are working in the process of surgery?
Usually I have my assistant. And I have surgical nurse in the angio suite in the operation room, and anesthesiology team, and also the second nurse. That's all. Yes.
Very good. Small but very efficient team, right?
Yes. Yes.
So, what kind of advice would you give to new and young generations, new aspiring surgeons?
In Kazakh language, we say адамгершілік. In Russian, it's человечность. And in English, I think it's a humanity, humanism, yes?
Humanism.
It's the most important. When you like people, when you taking care of them, it's very important. This is the, I think, key point. The second thing is a language. It's English, and it's very helpful. The third thing is communications, collaboration and communication, and we can say networking. It's very important. When you have friends, when you know more professors or other colleagues, then it's very helpful in your future. And it should be, my young colleague should be open-minded, and he need to be open for new knowledge, and should be respectful for the population, for the teachers, for the other colleagues. I think it's important.
Great advice, I think. And this advice is applicable to everyone and in any profession. Why people go to medical checkups to Turkey or to other countries when we have very well-educated medical experts in Kazakhstan, and also we have quite modern technologies and infrastructure?
There are several reasons. The reason number one, they have money. The reason number two, the information coming from the checkup centers abroad, they closed information.
Marketing.
You couldn't, it's confidential. And if you do diagnostic in Kazakhstan, in any medical information system, you can just put the personal data and you can see every details. That's why for some people it's important to be confidential, and we say yacht. And there is some pathologies like a hemorrhoid or oncology. People say, okay, it's a yacht, it's a shame. And we are hearing about the leaking of the information from International Olympic Committee, and information of Kazakh people. All information was stolen from bank system, and that's why today it's not safe to put information in our medical systems. Maybe it's another reason why people are going to the checkup abroad. Yes.
But why we should not work on this, making more quality work on information
Security.
safety? Yes.
I think International Olympic Committee has a very good security system, but they couldn't guarantee the safety of the information in that committee. And even the Kazakhstan as a country couldn't guarantee that safety.
Okay. Thank you so much again for the interview, for this podcast, and I wish you all the best, Mynzhylky.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Good luck.